Welcome to this explainer. Before we jump in, I'd actually love for you to just take a really deep breath right now. Go ahead and settle in. Today, we're intentionally creating a gentle, unhurried space to explore the truly profound spiritual depths of our mental health. We're going to be looking at some absolutely beautiful insights from an upcoming book by Michael and Terry Sullivan. And honestly, it offers a perspective that might just completely change how you view your own healing journey. So let's dive into this slowly and with a lot of care. Let's just be super honest for a second. Are you exhausted? Because across so many communities right now, there's this really painful tension. People are desperately seeking these vibrant, authentic spiritual lives, chasing after those dramatic mountaintop moments of faith. Yet they walk away still struggling with just massive exhaustion, emotional immaturity, or unresolved trauma and church hurt. It's like we've settled for fragments, trying to build our faith on performance while our inner lives are just quietly crumbling behind the scenes. If you felt that tension, I want you to know you are absolutely not alone. Well, the solution to all that exhaustion might just be found in a really beautiful metaphor, the whole dove. This is the central image of Michael and Terry Sullivan's upcoming book. And the fundamental truth here is simple, but it's so profound. A bird literally cannot fly on only one wing. For way too long, we've tried to engage with the Holy Spirit using only a fraction of what he actually offers. And then we wonder why we feel so ungrounded or spiritually dizzy all the time. So to really soar, we need the whole dove. The Sullivans break this down so beautifully. The right wing, that represents the miraculous, those sudden, dramatic acts of God's power. But the left wing represents providence, the usual, everyday acts of God, the really slow, steady process of healing and growth. And the body, that represents what the Hebrew language calls hesed, a loyal, safe, covenantal love that we find in an authentic community. So the crucial point here is this. Without both wings securely anchored by the safe body of a loving community, the dove just can't take flight, and the Holy Spirit can't truly find a resting place in us. For our explainer today, we're going to zero in entirely on that left wing, the quieter, less flashy side of the Spirit's power. And I really want to validate for you right now that the slow, quiet, and, let's face it, sometimes grueling journey of emotional maturity, of going to therapy, of finding mental health, that is just as supernatural as any sudden miracle. Providence is God's sustaining power. It's the grace of endurance. It is the slow burn of spiritual formation that happens over years and years, not just in a 2-hour Sunday morning service. Let's pause for a second and reflect on this really famous verse from 2 Timothy chapter 1. I mean, so many of us know the first half, right? That God hasn't given us a spirit of fear, but of power and love. But look really closely at that final promise, a sound mind. We almost always gloss over that. We get so focused on the power and the love that we completely forget that a sound mind is something directly imparted by the Spirit. But what does a sound mind actually mean in the context of this ancient text? Well, that phrase, sound mind, comes from an ancient Greek word, sophronismos. English Bibles often translate this simply as self-control or self-discipline, but honestly, those words kind of feel like stoic willpower, don't they? Like you're just gritting your teeth and trying harder. But the actual root of this word implies so much more than that. The biblical scholar Adam Clarke once described it as the whole soul harmonized in all its powers and faculties. It's not about white-knuckling it, it's about deep inner integration. It's about your very nervous system being gently, softly regulated by grace. To really understand the depth of this word, Michael Sullivan actually emailed the renowned biblical scholar N.T. Wright to ask him about sophronismos. And N.T. Wright replied within minutes, writing, "It doesn't translate neatly, but I would say health of mind in every sense would certainly be implied." Just take a second to think about the weight of that. Health of mind in every conceivable sense. This completely shifts our entire paradigm, doesn't it? Mental health isn't somehow the exclusive domain of secular psychology. True psychology, which literally translates to the care of the soul, is of immense, passionate concern to our Creator. Your emotional maturity, the healing of your nervous system, your relational intelligence, literally all of it is under the loving care of God. The Holy Spirit knows mental health. Let's draw a really sharp contrast here. Think about how fear operates versus the nature of the Holy Spirit. Fear scatters us. Trauma fractures our attention, it totally dysregulates our physical bodies, and it divides our hearts. It leaves us so isolated. But the Holy Spirit, He doesn't deepen that fragmentation. The Spirit gathers us back together. Drawing on the neurotheology of Dr. Jim Wilder's life model, the Sullivans explain that the Spirit actually helps to gently reweave our nervous systems in love. Because, at the end of the day, joy bonds are fundamentally stronger than fear bonds. And this divine integration, it leads us to exactly what King Solomon famously prayed for, a hearing heart. When the Spirit replaces our fear-driven reactivity with secure attachment, we develop this incredible grounded sanity. We're no longer just being pushed around by panic or unresolved pain. We are finally able to sit quietly, to truly listen, and to connect deeply with God and with others in that safe Hesed community we talked about earlier. Because here is the truly breathtaking reality. Salvation is holistic. The gospel does not merely pardon your past. It progressively reintegrates your present. The Holy Spirit is actively, carefully metabolizing your past traumas over time. This is that slow, beautiful work of the left wing of the dove. It is the Spirit restoring your humanity back to its original, whole, and perfectly beautiful design. Now, all of these profound insights are just a little sneak peek into the upcoming book, The Whole Dove, The Spirit of Power, Love, and Mental Health by Michael and Terry Sullivan. This book is such a pastoral, compassionate invitation to just stop striving. It's a call to step away from the exhausting performance of toxic revivalism, to avoid burnout, and to return to the quiet joy of a fully integrated relationship with Jesus. It's all about hosting the Spirit, not just in our sudden miracles, but in our everyday walking around mental wholeness. Seriously, keep an eye out for this release coming soon. It is truly a rehumanizing message for the modern church. So, as we close our time together today, why does this all matter to you? Because you do not have to choose between a vibrant spiritual life and a healthy mind. They are meant to be one and the exact same thing. As we look forward to the release of The Whole Dove, I want to leave you with this peaceful provocation to ponder. Will you stop treating your mental health as some secular chore and instead welcome the gentle, steadying, reintegrating presence of the Holy Spirit into your healing journey today? Thank you so much for walking through this with me. Take care, and may your whole soul be harmonized.